Hello stars, my name is Blue and today we are lost in Hiveswap Friendsim. We are back with some Friendsim. I finally got the technical issue dealt with, done, solved. I know I'm like 2 weeks behind, but you know, we're back and we're gonna start chapter 5. So, let's get started, shall we? Walking. You sure are doing a lot of it recently. Back on Earth, you never got near this amount of exercise. You're going to be so in shape when this is over. Provided you still have all your limbs attached and your bones uncrushed. You could probably come up with safer ways to travel, a taxi or some sort of bus system. But you don't have any money and you can't read signs. Also, you are routinely covered and blood and bruises. So walking it is. Tired as you are, your feet still carry you toward friendship. We can go with Mr. Mysterious here, or Mr. Gentleman. Mysterious Gentleman, Mysterious Gentleman. Let's go with Mysterious. I'm gonna try to do the left first and then the right from now on instead of just going with whoever looks more pleasant. So, as usual, the streets are hopping, just bouncing around like an overactive bunny rabbit on Easter morning. Up ahead at the intersection of streets is some kind of night market. Well, every market on Alternia is a night market. As previously stated, you are broke, but there's nothing wrong with a little bit of window shopping. Who knows what kind of awesome stuff you'll find. You can learn a lot about a culture from their stores. So you are so intent on positive thoughts that you nearly You are so intent on thinking positive thoughts that you are nearly at the market before you realize that quite a few people are coming towards you in the opposite direction. Some of them are running actually and screaming. Looks likely that something has gone down, violence-wise. It's not a stampede. You aren't in any danger of being trampled, and the streets are wide enough to just step aside and let the crowd pass by. Or it would be. You get a brief... Great. Why am I stuck on this word? A brief furtive glimpse of a pair of focused yellow eyes under a low pulled hood. Then a hand grabs yours so tightly that the tips of your fingers go numb. With a rough yank, you are pulled into the flow of the crowd. The troll girl who has a hold of you squeaks quietly and quickly and quietly. You have to lean your head in close to hear. We are on a date. You are my mate Sprit or Moribel or whatever you want. We are just a normal couple out for a night on town. We're gonna go catch a movie and get some sausage grub cream. You feel me? Wow. Okay. Sure, let's play along, I guess. Your heart beats so hard you can feel it in the back of your throat. You adjust your grip a little to make your hand easier to hold. In response, you get a squeeze, like she's thanking you. You match her pace, and a surprisingly difficult feat considering how short she is. Behind you, people are still shouting, "What the heck happened back there?" Someone died. You figured that, but that's not exactly rare for Alternia, is it? You've seen way more dead people here in the last couple of days than you have throughout your entire life on your planet. You tell the troll girl you thought that it was just kind of normal here. Normal, sure. When low bloods are killed, natural order things, right? But high bloods, it's different. Personally, I don't give a shit about the natural order. It doesn't matter what the job is, I'll take it. Oh, so a high blood is dead. and you are currently holding hands with the troll who did the dirty deed. She chose you to help her lay low, i.e., she made you her accomplice, i.e., you are now her friend. Mood. Helping someone carry out a cold-blooded murder is a super friendly thing to do. Mood! What had she called you? Her mate spirit? You aren't sure what that is, but it sounds great. You ask her what you should call her. My name's Polypa. But there's no reason to go throwing it around. Let's not talk at all. You want to point out that it won't look like a very convincing date if you're just walking in silence. But that would require talking, and she told you not to do that. A trio of those spiky robots go marching by, drones or whatever. Their big, ugly heads swivel back and forth like they're looking for someone. Polypot doesn't say anything. She keeps her eyes forward, but she goes as sharp as a laser, every muscle in her body tensing. You feel it through her hand. Her fingers tighten on yours until the drones disappear into the crowd. She yanks you around the corner into a smaller alley connecting two roads. There's nothing here but a pothole and a couple of dumpsters. Hold up a minute. Her hoodie has a symbol on the front of it. Two overlapping gold ovals. Most trolls seem to have a symbol designating their blood color on them somewhere. Does that mean this means she's a gold blood, right? But then Polypa yanks the sweatshirt over her head, and underneath she's wearing a tank top emblazoned with a symbol in olive green. She looks a little like a cat. It's pretty cute. She is pretty cute. She tosses the sweatshirt into the nearest dumpster and clicks a button on the side, like whoosh, accompanied by the slippery stink of an immolation. Note to self, don't go dumpster diving in Alternia. Polypa grabs your hand again as you head back out to the street. With her other hand, she works the tie out of her hair, shaking it out of its ponytail, letting it fall thick, sweaty clumps around her neck. Next, she reaches up, takes part of her right horn off. Wait, no. It was a little bit of veneer, an artificial piece to cover up the notch in the chitin. What are all these random wardrobe changes about? You wonder until you actually begin to listen around to some of the conversations happening around you. And check out the big billboard-side screens mounted on roofs every few blocks. It seems like the rumor mill is already going hard. Apparently, a well-respected Violet Blood is dead, killed in public in full view of witnesses by a gold-blood girl with a ponytail. Wow, you're really dealing with a professional here. I need to find someone to lay low until the heat's down. I mean, we both do, since you're my associate now. I had a contract waiting, but I don't know what happened to her. A contact waiting. Oh, my bad. It's possible she got spooked. Got any ideas for likely hideouts? I'm not from around here. You wonder what in the world made her think that you had any idea what's going on ever. She keeps giving you sharp looks, as if she is gradually catching on to just who she had chosen as a recruit. You want her to understand that no matter how busted you look, you're an amazing friend and co-conspirator. Well, here's your chance. What do you propose? We're gonna save. And we're gonna hide in one of the apartment buildings, I guess. That's a possibility. Most of the hive sims around here are cheap rentals, burgundy or bronze at the most. I could take them, no problem. I mean, I can take anyone. Some jobs require just a little more forethought. You could have meant finding an empty unit, or maybe sulking in a foyer or alien Starbucks, but you don't want to tell your cool new friend how to do her job. And there you go again, jumping the gun and claiming friends you don't have the right to, but she did choose you. Though at this point, she may be wishing she grabbed some other random stranger's hand. Well, pick one. This was your idea. Oh geez, you seriously don't need this kind of responsibility in your life. Nothing good would come from letting you be in charge. But you also don't want her to think you are useless. You just kind of wish she'd tell you what to do and leave it at that. You pick a tall building at Purple Random Building. How about that one? Sure, I guess. You enter what just seems to be a standard shabby apartment building, climbing the lobby steps to a hallway with blind doors. This could be any apartment on Earth, but instead of letters on the nameplates, there's the colorful symbols. They remind you a little of zodiac signs. Huh, weird. Anyway, all the ones here are red or brown, like Pollypop predicted. She listens at a couple doors before finally settling on one with a red symbol. You wait for her to pull out a lockpick or high-tech paraphernalia, or even just a pin from her hair. Instead, she steps back and delivers 2 sharp kicks just above the knob. What? I'm not the goddamn super. You assure her you are absolutely not judging the way she's running this operation. You don't think you've ever met a mercenary before, unless you count that guy that tried to hit you up for cash when you were injured, or the little girl who drained your blood for paint, or the boy constantly on the prowl for delicious meats. The apartment is dingy, small, and smells like old pizza. Good news! Not that it smells bad, just the fact that there's pizza here. You don't think you could live on a planet that didn't have pizza. That's beyond the pale. You try to shut the busted door as well as you could. Pollypop plunks herself down on the couch and pulls out her phone. Or what Skyla called... Or what had Skyla called it? Palm husk? She pulls out her palm husk and proceeds to ignore you. That's okay. It's important for friends to give each other space. You take the opportunity to punk around the apartment you're currently illegally occupying, just generally being a nosy piece of shit. Mood! Whoever lives here is a real slob. Dishes are piled high in the sink, and the windows are so dirty you can barely see out of them. Something sticky and red stains the counter. It might be blood. It might also be Kool-Aid. Fuck, goddammit, shitting fuck breath. Something appears to have gone wrong. Pollypa is still on the couch, hunched over with her palm husk held close to her face as she types with her knuckles. You've noticed a lot of trolls doing that. Probably because of their claws. It's all over Chitter. Everyone's talking about it. My contact, they got her. She's been cold. Her voice is flat. Whoops. Her eyes expressionless. She lets the palm husk slide from her fingers into her lap. You stand next to the couch like an asshole. You don't know what to say. You doubt Pollypa is the hugging type, and you really can't stand her looking so dejected. Before you start pitying me, don't. I barely knew her. It's not like we were in a quadrant or anything. It was just business. You sit down on the other end of the couch, tipping your head and raising your eyebrows to show that you're very ready to listen and learn and consummate. Pollypa wraps her arms around her knees. Most pros work with a partner. It's a lot easier when you have someone you trust to watch your back. It's usually quadrant pairs who work together. There's one particularly famous olive and gold blood duo. I've lost plenty of jobs to them, but I've never found anyone that I trust enough to make into my partner, beyond just a random one-off. Killing a sea dweller is no joke. It's almost totally impossible. Does that mean the guy back there in town square isn't actually dead? Pollypa looks affronted at the very thought. Excuse me? No. It just means that I had to get a very expensive knife and cut it with very expensive poison and stab him in exactly the right place. The motherfucker is dead. There's no doubt about it. I don't leave jobs half done. High-caste jobs are my specialty. Most people are too afraid to take their jobs higher than Till. Me, I don't care. Low blood, high blood, if you got the cash, I'll do the job. If I did have a partner, it'd make things a lot easier. I'll admit to that much. You cough lightly into a closed fist. What's this? Something caught in your throat, perhaps? It could have been the steady hand of fate reaching a finger down and testing your... Could it be the steady hand of fate reaching a finger down and testing your gag reflex? I never want to read that sentence ever again. You murmur delicately that sometimes destiny steers you in directions you never thought you'd go. Maybe, just maybe, it had steered her to you. It's forward, for sure. But you're pretty much an old hand at this by now, right? Polypus snorts, a little watery. She isn't crying, is she? No way. A tough assassin like her? You're imagining it. You? No offense, but I only grabbed your hand because you looked so weird, and I figured you wanted to avoid the drones even more than I do. You don't exactly blend in. You can't argue with her logic, but the sourness starts in your throat now at the realization that Polyball had not chosen you for your obviously trustworthiness and friendship potential, but rather because you looked like a goddamn disaster. Fair. That is a very fair assessment. Whatever. You can get past that. God knows you've gotten past worse, like attempted murder. As a good friend recently said, you gotta break a few beast embryos to make a grublet. She's considering you now, more thoughtful than before. Well, I guess beggars can't exactly be choosers. But you have to remember... But what do you have to remember you aren't destined to find out? As fate reaches a finger further down and chokes you, the keys jingle inside the apartment before whoever is out there catches sight of the busted door. What the hell? You and Polypel lock eyes. Oh, shit. A quick flash of silver and suddenly a knife appears in Polypel's hand. Where did it even come from? Outside in the hall, someone is swearing. The broken door falls inward before it's all the way open. Polypel is up over the couch, launching herself at the intruder. I don't think she can get over the couch. Shit, wait, you are the intruders. And this is what you're afraid of. You're about to watch your new friend kill some poor low blood troll. This is such a terrible idea. Too bad there's no way to go back in time and make your choices all over again. Yeah, that'd be rad. You wish life was more like that. A short, stout little guy with a red symbol on his shirt comes through, but right behind him is a troll, so tall he has to duck down to get through the door. Oh, hell no. The giant troll catches Polypel with one hand. He's got big ram-like horns and a curly purple symbol on his shirt. His face is painted in lines of black and white makeup, designed to make his face look like a skull. Look, babe, look at these tiny burglar thieves. Polypel writhers in his grasp, clawing at him like an angry cat. He hangs on, giving her a shake. Shit, you have to do something. But what? You get in that purple guy reach. If you get in that purple guy's reach, you're absolutely going to get killed. You try to move your feet, but your survival instincts are kicking in, and you're roosted in spot. You can't do anything. You're useless. You don't even know what happened to Polypel's knife. God, you wish you took some self-defense classes back on Earth. The high blood gives Polypel a wide smile and tosses her across the room like he's lobbing a dodgeball. She lands on her back, rolls to her feet, and bolts for a window. Of course he would have a high blood mate spirit. The high blood turns to you and sticks out a big gray tongue, and wow, suddenly you can't move your feet again. You throw yourself out the window with Polypel. You're only one floor up, but that's one floor more than you'd like to fall out of a building. Your fall is broken by Polypel, meaning that you get a collection of bony elbows and knees applied to your gut. She bares her teeth at you. Get off, idiot. They're definitely gonna call the drones. We've gotta run. Oh god. You roll your big floppy body off of her, and hustle just to keep up as she peels down the street. You throw one last glance over your shoulder to see two guys hanging out the window. The high blood waves lazily. Polypel starts out strong, but pretty soon she's limping, leaning on your shoulder. A jagged piece of glass is wedged in her calf muscle. You lean down and get a closer look. You're no doctor, but you've recently become an expert in acute injuries. What the hell? Stop. You want me to leave a blood trail? We need to split up, now that we've been seen together. Your heart sinks all the way to your aching feet. God, you've been so sure you had this one on lock. You mention, half mumbling to yourself. Maybe that would be better. It'd be better if you stayed together. Safety and uppers and all that. Oh yeah? Maybe safety for you. This was a terrible idea. I can't believe I ever trusted that someone could have my back. Yeah, let's do another one of your amazing plans. Sounds great. She leaves you at an intersection of streets. Even though she's no longer leaning on you, you nevertheless feel a heaviness settle inside of you. Philosophically. A deep fatigue, so intense you want to curl up on the ground. So you do. At least your ass didn't kill her. Mood. Okay, let's go see a movie. Polypus mouth twitches. It could just be a muscle spasm, but you think it's a smile of approval and bargaining camaraderie. Yeah, I guess we could. That's what people do on dates, right? It's been a while. I haven't seen a movie in forever. Let's do it. She squeezes your hand. You would have thought holding hands for so long would get sweaty and uncomfortable. You are certainly nervous enough, but her skin is surprisingly cool. She's wearing gloves. With a couple of exceptions, all of your new friends have been literally cold-blooded. Also, metaphorically, for a few of them. But you aren't going to judge them for their lifestyle choices. That isn't your place as a friend. Regardless, your point is, it's kind of nice holding hands, even if it's under completely false murder pretenses. Come on, there's probably a theater in here. It makes sense, you aren't from around here, and you don't think Polypus is either, but you can always recognize a mall when you see one. Stores and escalators and fountains full of slimy mall water. That's probably been there for years. The biggest difference between this and an Earth Mall is that there doesn't seem to be anyone working at any of these stores. Everything is automated. That and the top floors appear to be reserved for high-bloods. Polypus still holding onto your hand. Gosh, it's like you're really on a real date. This is very, very friendly. As far as you know, you've never been on a date with an assassin before. You can't read the SO times and descriptions, and you don't have money, but Polypus chooses the movie and pays for you both. She tosses a couple of coins in the slot, and the machine spits out 2 tickets. You don't see any self-serve grub cream, but you are a little too queasy from mingled nerves and excitement to currently deal with anything called grub cream. You do, however, stuff her a bag of buttery exploded kernels at the concession stand. The theater you follow Polypus into isn't crowded, but you still feel every pair of eyes settling on you as you walk the steps. Your heart pounds, your sweat slides down the back of your neck. You were just positive everyone can see right through you to this deeply controversial cross-species matchup you've got going on here. Even worse, Polypus takes a seat weirdly close to the only other group. Man, awkward. The movie starts playing. Apparently, in Alternia, there aren't any trailers before movies. Kind of a bummer. If you're going to be stuck here, you want to know what new hot summer blockbusters you have to look forward to. Surprisingly, the movie turns out to be a romantic comedy. You expected Polypus to choose a thriller or a horror movie. From what you can glean off the plot, it's about a beautiful young Jade Blood who gets involved with the visiting Blue Blood and their servant, a big bumbling bronze. The portrayal of Low Blood strikes you as vaguely offensive. They grunt and fall down a lot. The caverns look a lot fancier than you remember from the time you hung out with Bronya. Just a lot bigger and more glittery. The main character spends a lot of time pulling a jeweled comb through her luxurious hair. The dialogue is kind of incoherent, and you don't just think that's because you're unfamiliar with the culture context. Plus, it doesn't help that Polypus keeps running commentary throughout, and the ban on conversation has apparently been lifted. Ugh, I can't believe they added in the mistaken identity storyline. So unnecessary. Also, Black Rom is so boring in comedies. There's just no punch to it. I can't believe how bad this is. I don't remember the book being this garbage. But I read it a long time ago. My taste may have just been worse back then. You're looking at her in a whole new light. She shrugs, possibly a little self-conscious. What? You think I've been an assassin since I pucated? I used to have a blog for relationship advice and stuff like that. Of course, I was just messing around. I didn't know anything beyond what I read online. 2 characters are kissing on screen. You have no idea who they are. You are way more interested in the fact that Polybell has decided to tell you her life story in the back of the movie theater. The deep blue light from the sea and the rodent caverns washes over her, making her look noble and sad. You are entranced. It seems like since we're getting further into the video, my habit of messing up everything I read is coming through. It didn't last though. I doubt it had anything to do with my blog, but a few sweeps ago, a group of kids broke into my hive. I think they're high, maybe on Soper. It's Soper. Whatever. They stole a bunch of my shit, killed my luces, and left, and some little psionic fuck broke both my legs with his brain. Just because he thought it would be funny. You are riveted. You have a bit of tragic backstory yourself, but nothing this dramatic. Polybell picks through the buttery exploded kernels with a delicate claw. I was trapped in my hive. I would have starved to death if it hadn't been for some teal who lived in my neighborhood. Just some little idiot who ran around with an Eastern Eltaean replica sword, challenging Purbeast to duels. Teal bloods are panic. Pananped and Panatic ledgelords. They care about justice. And these kids had attacked me for no reason. I didn't break any laws. Anyways, that's why I'm equal opportunity for how I take jobs. Low blood, high blood, everyone is scum. One of the kids in the row ahead of you turns around to tell Polybell that if she and her Moira want to get all nasty and pale, maybe you should get a room. Polybell kicks the back of her chair and tells her maybe she should mind her own business. The girl looks about ready to jump over the back of the seat, but the guy next to her pats her firmly on the cheek. Almost a slow motion slap, firm and intense with plenty of uncomfortably intimate eye contact. The girl settles down after that, and everyone goes back to watching the movie. The rest of it goes by with your head spinning and your heart in your throat. You're glad Polybell trusts you enough to share her past, but you're nervous about her talking about it in public. Wasn't the whole point of coming to the movie to lay low? Think about it. When that girl sees the description and the alert, she's not going to be thinking about the noisy olive blood getting all mushy in public, because I don't feel like reading that word. It's way safer than sulking around, believe me. Gosh, Polybell really is an expert. You're so glad you got to go on this date with her, even if it is mostly fake. As soon as you're back alone on the street, Polybell pulls out her phone. Slowly, her face falls. Fuck, that little nook looker, I thought she bailed on me. But according to Chitter, she's dead. They got her. Damn it. I told her to be careful. Her sadness quickly turns to rage, vibrating off her in frantic ways. Her voice gets louder too, and people are starting to look your way. Heckling in the theater is one thing. Shouting at a phone about murder is another. This is going south fast. You've got to calm her down. For lack of a better plan, you copy what you saw the troll inside do to his anger date. You press your palm firmly to her cheek. To your intense shock, she blushes a deep olive green and her eyes slip closed. She leans into your touch as if she's drawing comfort from this tiny little gesture. Then she blinks and pulls away. Listen, I'm technically on the clock right now. Let's be professional. She bites her lips, hesitating. Then She reaches up and repeats the gesture to your face. An unbelievable warmth fills you. Could it be the warmth of friendship? You're a weird-looking double-horn amputee with very few social skills and a terrible survival instincts in both short-term and long-term memory loss. But you're alright. If you ever want to earn a little cash, I could use a partner I can depend on. Is it raining? No, those are just tears in your eyes. Tears of gratitude! Okay, don't get too choked up. You're definitely just gonna be bait. You sure polypod that due to your general intrepiditude. I know that word, I promise. I just can't read. You wouldn't want it any other way. Victory! Woo! Let me get my mouse out of the way so that way I'm going to use this as my image. Wow, I hope you enjoyed that, stars. That's probably my longest recording in a while, and I hope you are happy with the fact that Friendsim is back, because I know I am. But that's it for today, and I will see you for our next adventure. And remember, we're all made of the same cosmic dust, so be nice. Kate, love you. Bye!